what natural skills do you possess, right, that contributed to your success as a recruiter specifically?
You're always having to, I think, practice. Mm-hmm. Practice makes perfect. But seeing so many resumes, being a good reader of people, it does take some charisma, mm-hmm. but it takes mostly listening.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me, man. How'd you get into recruiting? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I began my journey when I was about 22 years old, because I didn't realize how much recruiting you need in every business. Once you start building a product, service, or investment, mm-hmm. the only way for capitalism in society, you have to do those three. And you need recruiting with every one of those because somebody has to have an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see $1 million every week. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see $1 billion every week. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire. I wanna be a billionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas. Now today, I got a very, very, very special guest on my show, ladies and gentlemen. You're in for a treat, so take some notes. This man is a master recruiter. He helps develop businesses. Enough said, ladies and gentlemen, Quincy Freeman. How are you, sir?
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
You know what's crazy? He don't know me as Johnny Vegas. He know me by my government. Not too many people know the government unless you sign some checks. That's why he knows the government. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well. I'm glad to be here.
Nah, man, glad to have you, man. We got an interesting story, man. I mean, through my entrepreneurial days, I was doing real estate and solar, which I still am on the side for those who don't know. But nevertheless, I was trying to connect the dots, right, and partner with different solar entities to funnel some leads through there and make more money, right, like entrepreneurs do. But, he was trying to give me a job, and I was like, listen, I want a partnership. So we spent like 6 months going back and forth, and next thing you know, I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot. And you know what, it was a great opportunity that I took advantage of, So now I'm doing the solar thing, and I'm helping save the lives, man, and change the world, man. One home at a time, one roof at a time.
One roof at a time, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a good story because we sure did. We met. It's almost been a year and a half now. Since I've known you. And it's about 6 months. And you said, I want an exclusive deal with the multi-million-dollar solar company. And I said,
I wasn't playing no games. I was like, look, man, I'm a boss, first of all.
Yeah.
Not an employee.
I'm like, I could help you with the employment, getting you to the entrepreneurship and let that overflow. Right. And we ended up finally seeing eye to eye.
Yes.
And I'm glad we made it happen. But that was only because the company was starting to offer higher salaries.
Right, that part. Come back when you come a little bit higher next time. We'll talk about it.
It's very true. Very true. Very true.
Oh, man. So talk to me, man. How'd you get into recruiting? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I began my journey when I was about 22 years old. 22 years old. I'm 33 now, so about 11 years ago.
Wow.
Yep.
Sun in the water. He looked like he about 24.
I appreciate you. 24 and a half.
Hey.
So I got into it. I was a young entrepreneur, just like yourself. Mm-hmm. And I started out in Jersey. Watch out now. I started a marketing company where we're doing services and had sales reps in like different stores, like 10 stores. And it was also helping other people around the Northeast, like 13 other states. And anyways, I had to start recruiting because I was like, I'm spreading myself too thin. And when your business grows, when you start scaling, at 22, first of all, you have to find other people. And so everybody I hired was older than me. Just in general, so I was not used to hiring anybody that was younger than me because I was the youngest guy in my company.
Nice.
But I first started doing interviews not like at a big, nice office with nice suits or anything like that. I started at a candy shop.
Yeah.
At a candy shop. And I told the owner of the candy shop, I said, hey, listen, I'll buy a candy apple if you let me do interviews here. I see you're slow anyways. This is in the winter in Jersey and nobody comes to the winters in Jersey.
Right, not at all.
No, so we made the deal, and that's how I started doing my interviews, is in a candy shop. And then we got a Regis, we got offices, we got more offices, and that started building. 25, I sold that company, became a consultant for other, CEOs. And that started really being a blessing because I didn't realize how much recruiting you need in every business. Once you start building a product, service, or investment, the only way for capitalism in society, you have to do those three. And you need recruiting with every one of those because somebody has to have an opportunity.
Right. I agree, man. I agree wholeheartedly. So tell me, what natural skills do you possess, right, that contributed to your success as a recruiter specifically?
Yeah, I think it really began probably when I was like 5. When I was like, you recruit people to like, hey, play the game with you, or, play hide and seek, or, like, hey, you guys want to do this all together and kind of get a group together or something. I think you have to have those like kind of includer skills kind of early on and, want to be part of teams that also want to win. It's that really group camaraderie, especially if you've done sports or anything like that, or if you've ever done anything with truly a team.
Yeah.
That's really how you can get good at recruiting because everybody wants to work with somebody that's, I would believe, interdependent. Not dependent where I automatically need you for everything, or independent where I don't need you for anything.
Right.
But interdependent where, hey man, anything you need, just let me know. But other than that, I'll see you when I see you.
Okay.
Yeah, we all like that.
What other skills you think you have to possess? Because I know it has to be bigger than just being a part of a team, right? Like, for example, knowing how to read people, so know how to listen, things like that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of resumes. I see probably 75 resumes a day, just on average. Now I'm getting to maybe 100, 125. So you have to really be able to see, and that's across the country. That's not like, for just one client, I have multiple clients. So, you have to see from different spaces. I got a call this morning. Somebody said, I want to meet you in your office on Monday. I have some IT professionals that I want you to hire for me. I saw your business. Are you at this address? I said yes, and we can meet possibly later today. I have a podcast that I'm going to. I'm going to be on the radio, so I have to go.
Yes.
Mr. Vegas. So yes, so, you're always having to, I think, practice. Practice makes perfect. But seeing so many resumes, being a good reader of people, it does take some charisma, but it takes mostly listening. It takes, to me, 3 times as much to listen than it does to speak. Because I have to listen to 3 things. 1, your body language, your tonality, and then finally your words. And your words are the most easily to manipulate. So I really read your tone and how you're saying something. And I'm really reading your body language because your face you can probably barely control.
Wow.
So you definitely do have to be good at reading people.
That was a jewel right there. I hope you picked up on that, man. I hope you picked up on that. Nah, I love it, man. Okay, so how difficult is it for you to tell somebody no, right? Somebody's been like, oh my God, I want this job so bad. Oh my God, I don't have no money. My mom's sick. But then you got to tell them no. You got to be the bearer of bad news. So I'm sure you deal with that a lot.
Yeah, all the time. I never say no. All the time. I never say no. I say, we thank you for, your interest, and from there, we'll possibly see other opportunities that can come up to fit your skill set. So there's always
sugarcoated.
Yeah. And maybe it's not a place for them, and maybe this isn't a place for them. Maybe I can help them maybe later on, or help them with a resume, but maybe this job specifically isn't for them. So
there's a future for you somewhere, but not here.
Somewhere, Check back in a few months. Some people come back in like a year and a half, and then they end up getting hired.
Really?
Like they end up finally having the skills, and then having that personality, having that body language to then speak. Like they have the practice.
Yeah.
And then we literally hire them on the spot. They're like a different person.
Wow.
So I see that time and time again. So I really don't like to say no, because that can ruin somebody's dream. Like Simon Cowell on like any show, like he just crushed his dreams. Right? Like, so I don't want to say no, like your talent sucks. I want to say no, your talent is maybe placed, but not right here yet, elsewhere. And then I would like you to come back or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool. And that's good, because you still give them hope. You know, where they can polish themselves to excel in whatever endeavor they choose.
Yeah, I'm never burning 100 bridges a day. I'm only building 100 bridges a day.
There you go. Well said. Well said. Okay. What makes a bad recruiter?
Someone that doesn't listen. That's easy. What'd you say? Maybe, probably, anything like that. That's very doubtful. Just like that tonality and body language, like, that makes a bad recruiter. Somebody that's not probably stand up, guy, gal, really the gender does not matter what I see when recruiting. And you could say, you know, men will follow a skirt. That's really not true.
Yeah.
Or a gal will follow a nice looking guy. It's not as true. There's three things people are looking for: money,
always,
culture, good culture there,
okay,
and something that's fresh and easy.
Right.
You know, something that you can do that's new and, you know, that's innovative. You know, just like solar, right, at the right time. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, I like that answer. Okay, all right. Let's see here. So, recruiting. How do you make recruiting bigger than just you, right? Like when turning it into an actual business, because right now you're recruiting on behalf of another entity, right? So how do you make it bigger than just you? We talked about this briefly before, but you know, elaborate further how your vision for that plan.
Yes, I think it's really about branding. You know, it's like turning recruiting into this entire empire and making it a, you know, what everybody hates is when you go to a restaurant and it's understaffed, or you go to a nursing facility and it's understaffed, or you go anywhere and it's understaffed. You're like, you always see people get rude or something happens, fight breaks out, whatever happens is understaffed. So, you know, that's what I think is a possibility, is to staff nursing facilities across the board. And when I'm working with this one facility here, I think it's more about branding, you know, and how to now brand myself a little differently than just working with one facility or working with one client like Solar, but also working with different facilities. Like I work with nursing facilities now, which is really nice, like almost 100 across the country. So that's just very different because they all have different needs: LPNs, RNs, CNAs, and nurses are the best to be candidates. I'm sorry for any other candidates out there. Nurses are the best because they're so nice and they're so selfless. They're so giving. And that makes me want to like really help nurses across the country in general. Yeah. You know, so my goal is possibly in 10 years to staff 1 million nurses across the country, you know, to help a lot of people.
I love that, man. I love that. Shout out to my girl. My girl's a nurse. She's a quality stroke coordinator at Kaiser Permanente.
Let's go, Kaiser Permanente. We're gonna start working with Kaiser in 3 weeks.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have them on my site. So
okay, so let's take a deeper dive in like the hands-on approach and day-to-day operation when it comes to recruiting, because this is just you doing this, yes?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So how do we grow that to where you can just manage the situation and have somebody recruiting for Kaiser, somebody recruiting for GHS, somebody recruiting for this, but it's under your umbrella, right?
Yeah.
How do we get there?
I think, you know, just like any relationship, there has to be a measure of distance. And if I can distance myself from one client to another client, it'll be a lot easier. Because right now, it is all on me. With nursing, it's a little bit easier because I have another recruiter and then I have another business developer. So they're already doing things, like they're working right now on a Saturday. We're here.
Right.
So that feels good, just like kind of what you're saying. But I think, it's going to take time, and it's going to take a money and manpower. And so I'm going to hustle and drive until that happens.
Is that part of your trajectory? Like, do you have that goal in mind?
Yeah. You know, hands off. I would rather drive a Tesla than I would drive a Mustang.
Right.
I like the power of a Mustang. Like, everybody wants to control their business and it drives fast with you on the pedal. But, you know, I think you could also have some automation and let the Tesla do its thing. And my friend Jojo got to work yesterday and he said, I pushed the button and it got me there every single route. Right. And I would love to do that with my business too.
Right.
For sure. One day.
For real, man. It will happen, man. If I got anything to do with that, I mean, because we talked about it before.
Absolutely.
So I see that. You know, I could definitely help you with that.
And that's my plan, you know, to bring, you know, that's always my goal. And I think that any great recruiter's goal is to bring people that are more talented in another area than yourself. You're fantastic with business development, you know, fantastic with that charisma. I possibly wouldn't be able to be as smooth in certain ways. And it's nice too, to be able to offset my skill set, to say, okay, you're better than me in this. Can you have this role? And then let's leverage each other.
That's a fact.
You know, and I think that's very powerful. And I'm excited to do that with you.
That's a fact. I'm excited too, my brother. So how do you select what companies you want to recruit for? Like, because it's not just anybody you want to work with, right? So I'm sure you're very selective in that department. Yeah,
it has to be something truthful. It has to be something accountable. You know, it's more about people than a product, service, or investment, no matter what. It's all about the person. If the person's like uncredible, you know, let's say their business doesn't check out, their books don't check out, or they lie about something, red flags. If somebody gives me a red flag, I don't go to that country.
Gotcha.
You know,
so describe those red flags.
Yeah, if let's say I look up the business and it's on LinkedIn or it's on Google or the website is let's say fraudy, that you're gonna have a lot to do with there. If somebody doesn't do videos, like that's a big thing. You don't want to allow people to see you and be transparent. You probably do have something to hide.
Yeah.
So I like to see people's transparency because it gives a bridge of accountability that one day I'm gonna need that leverage from you you say you do exactly what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna pay $5,000, $10,000 for this role, and me and you are together on this, and he agrees with that specific facility, well, he has to be accountable to that $10,000.
Hell yeah.
5 for me, 5 for you, however that works out. So accountability, I believe, is the easiest way to achieve filtration through relationships.
Yeah. What do you do in your off time?
Read. Read, go on vacations with my family, my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always travel. We're traveling all the time. We just came back from, we were in Mexico for my birthday, with Fiji on my mom's birthday last month. I don't think it's been a month. I still got the tan.
Yeah. I see you out here.
But then we're going to go to Japan in about a month or two. So I'm trying to just stay here. And then while I'm here, I just business. Mark Cuban says it too.
Yeah. Okay.
24/7. And plus something I like to do it. If I didn't like to do it, that would probably suck.
Yeah.
But I love business. I can't do science, but I can put the business with the science. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite books?
I'm with the book right now. Shout out to Make Big Happen by Mark Moore. Yeah. Make Big Happen. That's a fantastic book. I wish I actually brought it. But that's everybody knows Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's my favorite book to read ongoing again and again. Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort. A lot of people don't know how to persuade another person to even go to like Panda Express and what do you want to eat, right? And I can't get you to persuade you to get this orange chicken over the beef and broccoli.
Right.
You got to be able to persuade in any category. So I think those books are very like scientific. And, it helps me through life. It's also if I want to persuade myself to do something that you want to do, it's like, all right, well, they do have the beef and broccoli. This is nice. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. What are some of your favorite quotes?
Fantastic. That's a fantastic question. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. I would really rather be ready for anything. Okay. I've been doing martial arts for 12 years. But it's really to never fight. Right. But I really believe that, and having enough money is really important. It's just to be able to live long. These facilities, I mean, if you want somebody to take care of you, it's going to cost like $15,000 a month at your house. If you want to be at these facilities, it may cost $10,000. And if you want to be like a single bachelor at 33 years old, it'll cost, 30, like in Hawaii, maybe $7,000 a month. So it's interesting how the longer you live, the more expensive it costs. I could be a bachelor now, but then at 70 years old, I'm gonna need $10,000. Maybe at 80 years old, I'll need $15,000 for somebody to take care of me.
Right.
So I think money really helps you breathe, and being that warrior for yourself in this money world, fighting for yourself and grinding for yourself and hustling for yourself, you're able to produce a garden, but you're not just a gardener no more.
That's a fact. Yeah. I like that one. Okay. Why are you single? Why do you think you're single?
Oh, well, shoot.
No, because sometimes we get wrapped up in a lot of what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We're just focus, and we may miss certain opportunities, whether it could be with a female, another business endeavor, whatever, but either way, it leaves us where we're at. 33, single, not a father yet, stuff like that. So, do you think you're too focused to be in a relationship at this time, or what's the case?
That's a great question. I'm in a new relationship, so this is all new for me, and so I'm having to shift not priorities, but shift just a little bit of energy. Maybe instead of watching a little bit less TV and my shows, then I'm talking to her, or I'm spending more time with family so that I could be more clear-headed when I'm talking to her. So it's just a little different prioritizing energy, but. Yeah, it's definitely going to take a toll. That's why I'm working so hard now, so that when I do have, the family, I have a lot more time. It's a lot of imbalance right now, but I would rather the imbalance for producing a lot of balance. So,
I'm glad you brought up balance, because I'm real big into meditation, right? And that helps me balance mentally, because I got so much going on. I mean, solo, real estate, podcast, music, everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like I need to stay level-headed just to have it clear to
Yeah.
capture all that energy, you know. So what do you do to help yourself balance?
Oh, not to get spiritual on everybody.
do
but no, in the morning and night, I say the Our Father prayer. You know, that helps me out. So I feel like, all right, God's will is going to be done regardless.
Right.
Whatever I do today, and I'm going to just be my whole self. And I feel like I know that, you know, probably some things are going to get thrown at me today. But, you know, that whole warrior mentality, it makes me feel like very balanced. Like in the morning and night, I really have nothing to worry about. It's a very serene mentality. Plus, I know everything's happening for me. So there's certain quotes, like nothing's happening to me. Everything's happening for me. And if there's a problem, like Brian Tracy, that's good.
Right.
You find something good in it. And it helps me get rid of like attitudes, you know? And I feel like, you know, having that friction or, you know, just frustration or anything like that, you have to stay in that serenity and being able to constantly let go. And so that helps me because I know, well, everything's for me. It's all good.
Right.
Got to figure it out and call it a day.
That's right. You're here for a reason, not a season, baby.
Yeah. But feeling that peace and getting back to a reset button and saying, I deserve peace, first of all. So whatever that somebody's trying to give me, maybe that's not what I deserve. That's what they think I deserve. That's fine. I know what I deserve, and I deserve peace. Maybe distance is what they deserve from me.
Right.
And that's a blessing because whatever the measurement of my relationships is always helpful in that distance. Yeah.
Now I like that, man, because too many people let other people control their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like with their energy, where you are always in control. But the moment you switch your energy and react, they're in control. You know what I'm saying? So having that high level thinking where you can master your own energy is key. Yeah.
And plus it's a way for you to never be manipulated. Like,
boom.
You know, if you ever read The Art of Seduction.
Oh, I love Robert Greene.
Robert Greene. I read all of his books.
Mastery is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, Mastery. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic book. That's funny that you mentioned that. It was about a year ago. You probably notice it now. Actually, you would. About a year ago, I started like, you know, just by how I was talking very sharp, and sometimes I hurt my own mother's feelings just by, you know, just how I would say certain things. Like, you know, what do you mean? What do you mean? How you doing? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be as nurturing.
Right.
And so I went on this quest of 100 days of mastery of nurturing. So I would, you know, learn one thing a day, like when you commit to 21 habits. But I did 100 days. And she was like, well, what's going to happen after 100 days? I was like, well, probably I'll get the habit.
Probably.
You know, and that's one thing I got from Robert Greene. That mastery is really important because you have to do things maybe 5 times as much. Grant Cardone talks about 10 times as much for you to get the true successful lasting results. And that's definitely believable. So mastery and balance, and it all takes an incredible amount of discipline. And you see women fighters do it all the time. This incredible amount of discipline, Ronda Rousey, and this is so cool. Even golf, and it's just anything that you've ever seen that's successful to me. Is an incredible amount of discipline. Even the dating shows. It's like those experts are incredible with how they can read people. Right. It takes a amount of discipline. And so does balance, and so does serenity. It takes a whole lot of discipline.
Your martial art days, did that contribute with how you are disciplined today?
I'd probably say even before then, my track days. Yeah, in high school. Because I knew, I was like, well, gotta run today. If I don't run, nobody's gonna run for me.
That's a fact.
So you realize to get to your goals, only your legs can take you there. I learned that real early on. My mom shook me when I was real young. She was like, you gotta learn accountability. Right. 4. Right. And so I just always realized I'm accountable for my successes and failures. My failures are feedback, so I'm along the way.
Right. I love that, man. Well, we're gonna end it off on that note. Quincy, it's been a pleasure, my brother. Always, man.
Hollywood.
We're building a legacy together, man. Like our story is just growing and growing, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. Let the people know where they can follow you, where they can send you a resume. Hey. All that good stuff.
You guys can follow me at Quickshana, or you can simply look up Quincy D. Freeman. My books out there, my website's out there. If you do want to send me your resume,
you got a book? You got a book out?
Yeah, I have 5.
Talk about that. You have a book. Let's talk about that.
See, now we have a continuation for the next episode. This is episode 1 out of 2. But yeah, I got 5 books out there. The first 3 are Identity and Love's 461 pages written from woman's eyes. So that's some balance right there.
Okay.
You know, that's a really beautiful novel. Michelle Obama wrote me back and she was like, "Thank you for your gift." I sent it to the White House.
Wow.
And so yeah, man. So that was really cool. So pick it up, Identity and Love. You can get it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. God's Story, if you're a spiritual person, you know, if you want to learn a little bit more about the divine, it's like if the walls in the house of God could talk, what would they say? So I like this podcast. What would they say?
I like that one. I might read that one first. What I just took away from that was I gotta hold myself accountable now because we're literally in God's walls, you know. Yeah. So continue. Talk about the other books.
And the last one is The Two Towers. So the first one is a 3-part series: Identity and Love, the light into the dark, and you know you have the journey. And so the last one is The Two Towers to end everything off. It actually is the completion of all 5 books. It's all about the CIA and, you know, counterintelligence agency. And it's really for the guys, you know, because the guys were like, "Oh, man, you wrote about the girls, you wrote about the spiritual, but what about the guys?" Right. It's a huge thriller book, and, you know, it actually has Christine in the end, and you could actually see how it all ties in together 20 years before with 9/11 and everything like that. And then it goes into 9/11 and now. So it's really fascinating how we all kind of build each other up from the ashes. So it's really cool. Phoenix our way.
I like that. So let's take a quick dive into that. So let's talk about the business of being an author, right? So where are these books? Did you self-publish this, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, how? Explain that process.
Yeah, well, I sent it to 160 publishers before I self-published.
And they were okay,
you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. And it wasn't until I got a call on a Saturday from the VP of Barnes & Noble. I didn't know it was VP. She sounded like customer service.
VP of Barnes & Noble called him. We can't just zoom over that. Right, do your Googles on Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. I don't want to mention her name, things like that, privacy-wise. But so she called me. She was super like sick on a Saturday. I thought she was like customer service or something.
On a Saturday?
Yeah, on a Saturday. She was like, you know, I was reading, like, I said, "Hold on, I'm at the gym." So I didn't know who she was.
The VP of Barnes & Noble's on hold because he's at the gym.
I didn't know who she was. So
that's a boss.
Boss. Billionaire Club. Shout out. Young protege. So so I answered the phone. I said, "Oh, okay, how can I help you?" And she said, "Well, I was reading 21 pages of your book. This is from a woman's eyes, and are you a man?" I was like, "Yes, I'm a man." She's like, "Are you a straight man?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a straight man." She's like, "This book is incredible. Will you be one of our young authors on our new Nook program? I'm the creator of Nook." And I said, "Oh." So I sent her a white 75 bouquet of flowers saying thank you. And then she was looking for a buyer for me. And that's how I got on Amazon the way I did.
Wow.
So she really supported my book along the way. And that's one of the big reasons I wrote the 3rd book. But the inspiration comes really from, you know, dedication of my mom and other, you know, relationships and friends and, you know, sisters along the way that I've seen go through things and just not being understood.
I love that, man. It's pretty admirable of you. So as far as like going into how you make money as an author, right? Because there's a lot of people out there who are writing books but don't really know the next step, and not a lot of them are going to get a call from the VP of Barnes & Noble, right?
It's true.
So what would they have to do to kind of self-publish and, you know, go through that process to put their book out there?
Yeah, I would say hit up 160 publishers. I would say, you know, really, you know, you can go on Amazon right now and go on. I'm not like I wish I could. Guys, send me a commission on Amazon. Come in, Jeff. But no, it's the process still works over there. It's still been getting paid from Amazon for 7 years off that. So that is it's a cool income like that.
So it's like residual.
Yeah. You buy it right now, get it next week. It's really cool.
Copy.
So yeah, I would say, you know, create your novel, your book, your whatever it's gonna be. You know, put some YouTube out there. I took a whole tour. I came back from Jersey and consulted the CEOs, right? And then I was like, well, I'm writing my book. So I was like, I'm writing my last one. Let me just go on a tour. So I went on the tour when I was back in California and I just did my books everywhere.
So on this tour, like it was a book signing where you were speaking on about the book?
I had a friend help me out. He had his own publishing company and he booked me some gigs. And I would book myself some gigs. And I'd be like, let me come to this bookstore and let me just come on Saturday and just have my book signing. They were like, oh yeah, we would love that. I was like, I'll talk at your book club too about it. That's how I would never go to the book clubs, but it was a way for me to say, let me get my book out. And I would utilize my hustle ability and I would sell my books.
Nice.
You know, I would have like a stack of books. My mom would be with me. Like, you know, she would be like, all right, I'm going to go to the massage section over there. Yeah. And, you know, an hour later she'd come back, I got 3 books gone. You know, so amazing. I'm selling my books like an hourly job, you know? Yeah.
Shout out to the momager.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah, straight up.
Nah, I love that, man. Well, that's an amazing accomplishment, man. I'm actually in the middle of writing my first one.
Nice.
It's actually completed, but it took about 2.5 years to put it together. So now it's going into those
good things take time.
So you're actually helping. Thank you. You're actually helping someone right now. You know, you're gonna help more when this releases, but I was asking more for myself.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because that's my next chapter in this life is to pursue the author side of me.
Oh, you got it. It's like fashion. When you get music on top of fashion, everybody knows you. So you got your marketing already, and now everybody knows that. They're gonna want to hear from you, especially on a literature form. You know, people want to read your words.
Right.
You know, there's always, of course, imposter syndrome, but let yourself be a good copy then.
Right.
Let yourself be a good copy. People like to copy off you, and I think it's important. I like to copy off my greats. I still look at Kobe Bryant. If I'm not gonna ever be him, right? But I still live like him,
right?
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Black mama mentality.
Yeah, black mama. Exactly. Yeah. You copy your greats, and you know, if I'm a great to you, and you're a great to me, it's like we can copy each other, and I think that's important to look eye to eye with our greats too.
Well said, man. Quincy Freeman, it's been a pleasure, my brother. Thank you for coming through, as always.
Absolutely.
We'll see you at the office.
Yeah, at the office.
Shout out to the manager in the building. You know what I'm saying? The audience. This has been another episode of Sleepers for Billionaires, the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get you some Sleepers for Billionaires merchandise on our website. Stay tuned for more episodes to come. Thank you for watching, and we out.
Let's get it.